he does it?
So that they can see that you follow the law.
Okay, so this is the point, that the law still exists for the Jews.
Yeah.
And Paul, he's saying that the law is not fully for the Jews. He's saying the circumcision is not only of flesh. Yeah, he talks it down. He said you should not get circumcision, eating with the Gentiles. Cephas, who is a Jew. What is he condemning him from? Eating with the Gentiles, because their food is unclean. One second, the food is unclean. And who has come to them? James has come to them.
Yeah.
So yes, he's condemning Jews for not following for following the law. He says, I stood up to him because he was a hypocrite. Do you understand?
Yeah, the reason I stood up to him is because Peter assimilated with the Jews because he didn't stay and eat with the Gentiles when the Jews were there.
Yes, because he knew that the laws were still bound.
No,
but
no,
of course it is. Why did Peter stand up then? Why did Peter stand up?
Stand up for what?
What do you mean for? No offense here. I don't mean to be rude here, but the conversation goes nowhere.
That's your question.
It's not. Why did Cephas? You act like you don't know nothing. That's why it's hard to do it. Why did Cephas stand up when men from James came to him?
No, it's before. The men from James came because of what happened. So
when the men from James came, it says that Cephas stood up. Why did Cephas stand up? This is the last time I'm asking. If you're going to pretend you don't know what I'm asking you, let's leave it short.
He said, fearing them which were of the circumcision. That's what the text said.
Yes, exactly what I said. They came and he stood up. Now, why did he stand up? That's the next question.
No, because he says, the true separates of fearing them. Yeah, so
come on, Michael, don't act like you don't know. This is just wasting my time in your night. You know.
You want to answer my questions. I'm answering yours just to be, just to be nice.
You're not answering mine just to be nice.
Yeah, because remember I said about...
Okay, please, no offense.
Will you withdraw what you said? If you said that, he did say...
Okay, so this is my position. You want to honestly know? Yeah. I feel that Paul, did argue with the disciples. Not only did he argue with the disciples, he argued with his own churches. Yeah? And he told them that they have to listen to him. This is my honest position. Yeah, they have to listen to him. Yeah? Are you saying it doesn't exist?
No, he wouldn't order them to listen to him.
Okay. I may not be an apostle for them. I am an apostle for you. He says, if you hear gospel other than the gospel I teach you, then this gospel is wrong. Follow my gospel. Yeah, you know.
I think you have to get that verse. No, so
I don't mean to be rude, Michael. But I don't mean to be rude, Michael.
Yeah.
But it's like every time I'm quoting something, it's like you want.
Because it sounds strange.
Okay,
so
because that's why I'm saying.
Text.
That's what I'm saying. That means you. I don't think you're fully acquainted with the Bible to have this level of discussion.
Yeah, but what you're saying, that's the point. I had to do the same.
I don't know if you're being. Honestly, I don't know if you're being disingenuous, Michael. Yeah, but no problem, innit? So he says, I am a apostle to you. I might not be an apostle to them. Is that what you're saying that you're not familiar with, yeah? Michael. No, Michael, you're wasting my time. I'm sorry. Please, Michael, please. Once I'm off this place, I'll speak to you. Once I'm off this place. This place here is because I'm giving out free material. If someone,
But you were there when you were talking to the other guy for a long time.
Who?
No, it was...
was it on this?
Yeah, it was right here, and Dawood was...
Yeah, but Michael, this conversation takes so much time. Do you agree with that?
I did with the other guy.
Yeah, but he understood when I was saying something. Yeah, he was understood. I'm telling you something that you're it seems like you're unfamiliar, but I feel that you know. To be honest, I feel.
It's very simple. He's just saying, sorry to interrupt you. I don't want to be rude.
No, that's right.
It's genuine. It's just it doesn't sound
First
familiar,
Corinthians. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But you know, because I'm here for a purpose. Look, this is not the first. This is like the third verse I'm showing him. It says here, even though I may not be apostle to others, surely I am to you. This is what I say, and it says that exactly as I quoted it.
Did you quote him? You got the recording.
You just what I'm saying. Please, Marco, I don't mean to be rude to you.
No, it's fine. I just
you remind me of Paperboy. He speaks very similar
The
to
reason why I
him.
wanted to have this conversation is just
He does it, like,
it's just because of what you said to these guys. So at least now you know that. When you
No,
say
no, you
stuff
haven't
about
established
Paul-
anything.
No, all I'm saying is that when you say
Look, Paul. He argued with, for example, they were following. Paul is here. He can actually help me. Where is it? Which letter of Paul is it? He's talking to his ministry, saying, "Do not go to a different gospel. Stick to the gospel I preached to you."
Would that be an Acts or in
No, it was a London letter. I think it's Philippians.
Galatians,
Or Galatians. Yes,
sounds promising.
Galatians. So let's go to Galatians.
about Jewish Christians who
Yeah.
disagree with him?
Yes, exactly.
James.
Okay.
Paul's defending his gospel, my gospel, he said.
Yeah, my gospel.
His own personal gospel. Against those, obviously, the Jewish Christians who
Here you go.
James.
So no other gospel. I am astonished that you, and he's talking to Galatians, are so quickly deserting the one who called you to live in the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel. And he goes, which is really no gospel at all. Evidently some people are throwing you into confusion and are trying to pervert the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. An angel under God's curse. This is Paul. Also, oh, okay, man. It's pleasure. Yeah. So the point is that there were people that Paul was arguing with in even his own churches. So there were parts of his church were going to other gospels, and this is why he had to address them.
Yeah,
And this was my whole point.
Well, it looks like they were being misled, and he's trying to correct them.
No, but you could say it's misled, yeah, if you see it through the lens of a Christian. Do you understand? From the lens or the lens of a Christian. From here is that you have Paul. He teaches a Gentile Christianity, which is completely different from the Jerusalem church, which the disciples are teaching.
No, it doesn't
So
say that.
no, it doesn't say this here, but I'll
All he's saying is that you're being misled.
I know.
Listen to me,
I know.
this is
Yeah,
my
I know.
gospel. It doesn't mean he
I know.
wrote the gospel.
Yeah.
He's saying
Yeah.
what I know is how
Yeah,
it
so
should
this verse doesn't say that.
Is that how you understand?
That wasn't a
He
claim
says
what we
in
said.
here, he said he didn't get the gospel from any man. He
He
got
said
it directly from
Jesus.
a revelation.
A vision.
But the gospel that he preaches is very different from the gospel the apostles and Jesus himself preached.
be. Where does it say that?
No, it's not one single place. It's
Galatians chapter 1.
Please show us, if you don't mind.
This is. Look. So
I thought you would know.
this is it's like it's
Assume
hard.
you'd know the
because the way you quote it in a different way.
But I quoted it word for word. You saw it, yeah. I said the gospel. I think I might not be a.
All you've shown. Sorry.
Please, I don't mean to be rude.
No, you carry on.
Because I quoted something. He said the way you quoted it sounded like it's not from the exactly how I quoted it was there.
All right.
Now you mentioned something, yeah, but this is the methodology is slightly wrong. So you said, yeah, where did it show that a verse where what the disciples teach is different one from what Paul's is teaching. Yeah. So it's not a single verse. It's the whole of what we get from Galatians,
You have to get
particularly,
all the
and
context
Acts, exactly. So what
So
we
it's
know
not
is,
easy
and
to
historically,
pinpoint.
So it's this is why it takes a long time to build up the discussion. What we know.
Like a Muslim.
Oh, sorry, Manish.
You have to think like a Muslim and then
Yeah, basically.
No, well,
Basically, your answer is
yeah. Are you done?
There's no answer.
Oh man.
So you haven't given us an answer. You've just.
No, I have, but you.
Basically saying I have to give you various many points for you to
That's what I'm saying,
understand.
yeah.
I can't
And
just
I'm
give
willing
you
to
one
do
line
that.
and
I'm
say
willing
this.
to do
So
that, and I
thinking
have
like
done
a
it. That's why he's
Muslim
coming
means
out.
we
So,
actually do research.
what is it? There's a Jerusalem church. I'll tell you in synopsis first, yeah? And then if you want all of the details,
I'll tell you exactly what it says.
So Jesus came, and in Matthew it says, I've not come to abolish the law or the prophets. I've come to fulfill the law. He says, whoever breaks the law, he should be called the least in the kingdom. And whoever follows the law and teaches others to follow the law, and I can show you this if you think it sounds different from it should be called great in the heaven. I say unto you, unless your deeds exceed the deeds of the Pharisees, ye should not see the king. You have to go, yeah? Oh, everyone's going. You should not see the kingdom of heaven. So Jesus actually taught the law, and not only that, the disciples followed the law up until even after the death of you say is the death of Jesus. Now, what happened was Paul on the road to Damascus. I'm telling you very briefly, but it's a very long thing. Yeah. On the road, he had a vision. And this vision wasn't shared by his companions who was with him.
Hang in there. He heard the voice.
He heard the voice.
And they heard the voice as well.
So it
So that
depends
was
where you're
shared.
reading. So
So
if
that
you
was
read
shared. No, just same verses there.
No, so there's
Further down, they heard it as well.
yeah. So
they did share that experience.
Yeah. So
But he only saw the vision. He was one and he saw the vision.
So there's different accounts. There's different accounts. It's more than one account. Yeah. Account.
Different perspective.
Let's see.
Because he fell off, he had the vision, he heard the voice. Further down you read, they heard the voice as well.
Oh, well, let's see. I'll show you. There's different.
Paul twice.
But what's the point
He
anyway?
gave it once and Paul gave it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
what's the
exactly.
point,
Yeah,
anyway?
that's
Carry
the
on.
point. And a different.
No
different
need to-
account.
no need to be
Well, let's
distracted.
no, but
Carry on
you
anyway.
stop. But the different accounts. That's the point. One account he says he sees it. One account he says he hears it. Yeah. The other account is blinded or so. The other guys don't see in the one account. The other
That's
was
not a
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, no, but I'm
If one
just
gospel
point.
says
Yeah.
he saw and another gospel
No.
says he heard. It could be both. Just one didn't mention the hearing, one the other one, you know. But carry on.
So he has
the
a
point?
it's a large point. Is that what he
Come on.
preaches is differs from what the
Apostles
teach. So anyway, he doesn't see Jesus in flesh. The apostles, which were chosen by Jesus in flesh, did, and they followed the law as Jesus also followed the law. But Paul, on the other hand, he goes on, and some say this is called antinomianism. I'm not sure, antinomianism. Teaches doesn't believe in law, or not the law that Jesus teaches, the laws of Moses, some people have different varying degrees as to what part of the law. So now Jesus, what we understand is when the disciples hear of Paul and his teaching, they're very concerned. So James in Galatians, and is found in Acts, convenes what's known as the Council of Jerusalem, and he tells Paul off. He says, we hear that you're teaching the people not to hold the law. So this is the accusation that even apparently according to these testimonies we're hearing of Paul. But Michael is saying, no, where's that? No one claims that about Paul not teaching. But this very council is to resolve that issue, that we're hearing that you're telling people not to follow the law of Moses. But this is different from what Jesus taught and the disciples taught. So this council is now convened. It's known as a Council of Jerusalem, and in it Paul is subject to the law himself, the law that apparently that he's trying to break. So they're saying that James now is saying all of these Jews who are zealous for the law, they need to see that you yourself have an apostate and there's no truth in this claim. So shave off your hair and do the rituals. And he done the rituals, which means he himself is also subject to the law. Now what Paul says, he says, unto the Gentile I become a Gentile. I'm not sure if he recalls this or it sounds a bit. And to a Jew. So he's speaking with a double tongue here. He says also, if by my lie the truth is abounded, then why do you judge me as a sinner? Now why would someone make that disclaimer? I know I am. I'm to the...
That's good up to now. Thank you.
Yeah? So did you understand? So Paul now the New Testament is made of 27 books, and 13 of them is Paul's writings. Half of those Paul's writings are known as pseudepigrapha. We don't know if we can ascertain if Paul is the author. So they say maybe it was written in Paul's name. Now we have about 6 or so that we can say from stylistics it does belong to Paul.
See, the thing is...
So that was my contention, but he said...
Hang in there, hang in there. So you've done very good, thank you. Basically, apostles are teaching something, Paul's teaching something else. Then he goes and he says, he contradicts himself.
and-
I'm to the Gentiles, but then I'm a Gentile, and I'm also to the Jews, to the Jews.
And he doesn't mind doing
and
that.
Jerusalem.
He doesn't mind.
Now you say your point.
So what you just said there about the Paul's writing, is that unanimous from the Christian scholars?
Modern contemporary scholars have a field. You want me to answer or not? Listen to the answer. Nothing in Christian scholarship is unanimous. I think you know this. Do you know this? Do you know this?
Yeah.
Okay, so to ask,
So you should
no, even in the resurrection, they're not
No,
unanimous.
you don't, no, carry on. Carry on.
So this idea, that they have to be unanimous on a topic is not true.
No, but then you should say, when you say about Paul, that is not unanimous.
What's not unanimous?
What you said about his writings being pseudepigrapha?
The majority of modern contemporary scholars agree in the field of pseudepigraphy that half of, in fact, I'll show you, because I think you're quite argumentative. You come across as very nice, but you argue and then I have to show you.
He's very gentle, straight.
He's very gentle, But the problem is that he opposes every point, and then I show him, but he still doesn't accept it.
Well, ask him, do you agree? What is it you don't agree?
No, he's saying, don't say unanimous. He never said unanimous.
Yeah, exactly.
He said majority of the scholars.
Now, okay, I didn't say that. I never said unanimous. I didn't say, but majority of scholars agree. Even Bart Ehrman writes a book called Forge explaining this.
Please.
But I'm going to show him.
Not respectful.
But one second.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, but
so many people say to me,
no, but this is so known. This is so. This is one way he
You have to
stopped it.
understand what that means, what he's saying. Yeah, when he's saying, all he means is that someone's copied Paul's writings and written them down in their own style.
He never said that.
No, but that's what he means.
He said
No,
13,
who said
he said
that?
13
No, that's
scriptures.
the meaning.
He said 13 scriptures are implied to be Paul's inside the Bible, right?
Yeah.
That's out of 27, so at least half of it is implied to be Paul.
Yeah.
Now, only half of that has been verified by a majority of the scholars that it belongs to Paul due to the handwriting. The other half still hasn't been verified.
It wouldn't be based on handwriting.
yeah, but we're happy not with scholars. We're happy with the church fathers.
No, but he's correcting me.
The community
But they're
that grew
scholars.
from there, the eyewitnesses that were there.
His
They'll
contention with
criticize
me.
you.
His contention with me is that I didn't say that unanimous. You know, I say that unanimous, but I didn't say this. Look, if this topic of pseudepigraphy is well established in scholarly circles, you don't have to believe it. I believe that scholars endeavor throughout their life to come to a certain point. Every clothing you have in the basis of a scholarly endeavor. The floor that you walk on is based on scholarly endeavor. They need to get biologists, even your feet, orthodontists, all bring ideas together so then they can have a holistic idea and understanding. So this idea, like when you say church fathers, they are scholars. They were the first scholars. Yeah, Eusebius, Athanasius, they were all scholars. Yeah, they were scholars. You can't say they weren't scholars. They're scholars. But going back to it anyway. So the topic of pseudepigraphy, if you don't know, is a very interesting point, yeah? That books of the Bible are not really from the people who is attributed. And some of them, for example, are the book. This is not me saying, that's what I'm saying. It's
Eyewitnesses and eyewitnesses to eyewitnesses.
So let's stick to one
in the
point.
community, they named them books right at the very beginning.
That's right.
They attribute the names of who wrote them.
So we'll get to that question. One second. Let me just finish thing, yeah? So what are the pseudepigraphy? You could type this in any Google search, yeah? Be judicious in your sources.
I'm going to call the police in a minute.
But you have to be judicious.
It's good. You know what's good? You know a law, you remember every point and you're carrying on with your points.
But this is the problem. You know when you ask a question, yeah, sometimes it goes off so far in, yeah, and then I'm told to justify a point that I don't even believe in. That's why I'm trying to understand what is that he's come to me today, Michael, yeah, he said everything I said was lies. Then when I quote the Bible, he said this, I don't remember it as like that. But then I show him, he doesn't back down and say, sure, you're right. He's not saying that in this, you heard this. Anyway, now, when it comes to pseudepigraphy, maybe. But this is what I'm saying, it's not beneficial for me to argue with a debater who's not willing to understand. Do you see my point of view?
You should say for the camera's sake, say your points.
I just forgot to come.
There's about 10 million people on this film.
So pseudepigraphy.
Everyone make their own mind up.
Yeah, so...
What does you want? Cut them in and tell him, oh, I'm sorry, yeah? Just say your point, don't worry, be happy.
Epistle to the Ephesians.
Yeah.
Epistle to the Colossians. Epistle to the second epistle to the Thessalonians. My pronunciation is all bad, yeah.
All Greek, this, yeah.
All Greek,
I'm
yeah.
Greek.
Yeah. You're Greek, yeah? First epistle to Timothy, the pastoral letters, yeah? Second epistle to Timothy and epistle to Titus. These 6 books are referred to as the Deuterocanonical Pauline letters, meaning secondary, standing in the corpus of Paul's writings. How many? 6.
Yes.
How many of these books do you have in the Bible? 13. The other ones are disputed, and this is what the word that I always use, they're disputed.
Now, who
meaning
disputes them?
the scholars.
Which scholars? Modern day scholars.
Modern day scholars, yeah.
Why wouldn't they dispute the early church fathers and
So they
scholars
did.
before?
So this good question that you're
No, it's very important.
Yeah, yes, I'll answer this. I don't mind you asking me questions, yeah, but
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be
talking,
genuine.
it's
Like
not- we're not
Michael's
people-
genuine questions was like
There's
bouncing.
things I don't know. I say I don't know.